Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.
Thank you very much for and World Education Week team. I think that was very good messaging. I think we have all had it. Morning, Dr. and gentlemen. My name is Modern Karema from STiR Education, Uganda. So we welcome you to this session that is entitled Appreciation and Feedback, and we'll spend the next, I believe, 4 minutes discussing that topic. In terms of the structure of the session, we'll start with some topic of introduction about this session, and then we shall have a 15-minute video that gets into the topic of appreciation and feedback, and then we shall have a panel of ladies and gentlemen work within our sector that will take us through how the works, their context, and what is important. So that's how we run today's session. So next slide, Mark. What is STiR? There's I think 3 or 4 words you can note this when you talk about STiR. The first one is intrinsic motivation. Second one is sector-wide robotic. The third is lifelong learning. So that's what we follow the robotics that are working, and Uganda is one of them. And we have others in Asia that look. And our main issue is lifelong learning, and believe that a child should go to the lab for lifelong learning as they study. Next slide. So our model and how it works. Our model works through 3 areas. The first one is teacher networks, the second is training and coaching for shows, and then the third is a support for national and federal governments. So we are the system strengthening organization and the system strengthening program. Wherever we work, those 3 areas will always be part of what we'll be having our impact on. Next. Now, today's session, the video you see about teacher network. So I wanted to give some hints about what teacher network is and how it works. So a teacher network has about 20 teachers who meet about 2 hours each month, presented by a teacher
or a local government official. And the meeting focuses on a specific theme. So each term or each quarter has one theme that teachers will be listening in or getting from the head teacher, who has also got the same content from another capacity building training at district level. And so the head teacher is facilitating this session in a network meeting, and then now the teachers will get that content and take it to the classroom where they will empower the learners. And so that's the structure that we usually use to pass this content from the national level down to the classroom. And as a group, we don't tell them what to do or how to do it. We just give them content, and then they'll go and implement in the classroom. And then there is peer feedback. So that means that when teacher A is facilitating, teacher B or a head teacher is in the back of the classroom listening, and we'll give them feedback at the end of the lesson. So that's mainly how it works, and it's based again on the 2 pillars I talked about: intrinsic motivation and lifelong learning. So that's what a teacher network would be. So we're going to see a video that shows how this teacher network is done, and then how this does capacity building for the teachers who are in that training. So Mark, please, the video.
You are most welcome to another episode of the Continuous Professional Development for Teachers in Uganda. This teacher show is brought to you by STiR Education in partnership with the Ministry of Education and Sports.
So would like to have an energizer.
You are amazing, you are amazing, so amazing, filled with power, God loves you, and God loves you, I pray, and praise you are amazing.
Our theme today is expressing gratitude. So we shall be discussing with our neighbors. Feel free to bring out your ideas, share with your neighbor, after which we shall ask you also to share with us. What is gratitude?
Gratitude means showing appreciation.
Appreciation of benefits we receive from others. Yes. Showing appreciation and returning appreciation, show kindness to others.
Gratitude is to show appreciation to someone and returning kindness.
Let's give Sarah a beautiful flower. All of us, can we gather the flowers first, gather very fast, and then we tie into a good bundle, then hand to her. That can be the summary of what we call gratitude. And if a learner receives an appreciation from a teacher or from the friend or from the parents, that learner will also have a need to give back. We are talking about gratitude, but what do we understand when we talk about expressing gratitude?
I think, to me, expressing it is giving it out to someone. It can be a smile. I can say thank you. I can kneel down to appreciate. And also the facial expression has to show what I'm trying to mean.
Why do you think it is important to express gratitude to our learners?
We express self-esteem. Then the second one, it motivates learners. Then the last one creates good relationship among the learners.
Stimulates the mind. The learners are engaged and now that's a stimulus to them and they begin to think here and there.
It creates awareness among the learners in terms of their personal capability. One will be able to identify him or herself that is capable of doing a very good job.
It helps the teacher to feel more satisfied with his or her work. We have also seen it reduces stress on the side of the teacher, because now, since the class environment where there is gratitude, everybody will be happy. Even if this teacher is stressed or has stress, will be reduced. Compare it to a teacher where there is no gratitude, all the time is caning. By the time he leaves the class, he will even be more annoyed than he came.
What can a teacher do to help the children express gratitude in their classrooms?
We as teachers, we have to model. We have to show appreciation to these children. How? We can just try to say a word, thank you.
You can also give responsibilities to these learners in the class, and that can always help you to maintain good discipline in the class.
So would like to have an energizer. Joseph, I'm dancing. Grace, I'm dancing for Peter. Sarah, thank you very much. Thank you, Peter. From here, we shall go back to our schools. Schools are reopening very soon, and we expect to go back and implement this. As we are making our action plan, we need to involve what will go on in the classroom, but at the moment, according to the present situation, we need to think about how to support our children while still in the hands of the parents and also the community. At your individual level, you will make your plan according to the activities you're going to do. How are you going to help these children in your class to be able to express gratitude? And when you have finished, you are going to quickly share with your neighbor.
We're given questions as tasks to handle. What have you learned today that will help you teach your learners express gratitude? And since we have seen we haven't started school yet, but we already have learners in our community, so it's where we are going to start from. That is it. In this gratitude, for us, we have said we need to appreciate people the way they are. For example, when kids have gone in for water, sweeping the compound, slashing, because some were not even used to cooking, For me, I have boys now, they are very good in cooking. They used to hate, they thought it is a maid to do the cooking, but now we change it. So when we go back, we are going to add on, and they will know, they will appreciate that even males can cook. We also need to say thankful, welcome, sorry. There are certain things we may think they are simple, but they can make someone gain the momentum and the speed. What will you do to model gratitude to learners and peers? For peers, I think even our own friends, even our husbands, even our family children, the children in the home, by saying you are welcome, volunteering to do activities. Let's teach kids to do some work voluntarily without being paid. Then clapping hands, acceptance. For example, as we are in lockdown, there are some girls who have got pregnant and yet they still want to go back to school. We need to talk to these girls, encourage them. We have a major problem in our communities whereby boys laugh at girls at any stage. For example, a girl has gone through menstruation, they can laugh. It is not a laughing stock. So we need to, that is gratitude, appreciate girls the way they are, because they also didn't apply to be females, but God made it like that. So we need to encourage them to go back to school after delivery message. Then sensitization and mobilization of community to send children back to school.
We have to teach these people to say kind words. For example, some parents abuse their children, you a dog, or what. But if we show them that you can make sure that you say kind words to your child, that can also help that child to improve, or your people at home to improve, to be appreciative. Good words, you are beautiful, you are what? A person can also learn to appreciate herself or himself and believe in themselves. That's all.
Something brief to what they have presented, and we thank them so much for what they have done, because they have been so comprehensive and exhaustive almost. But something small is identifying barriers to our learners and the community around us, because there are so many challenges now out there. So we are looking at it in this way, that we help go out, identify the challenges that these people could be facing, and then we, if possible, we team with them and identify the solutions to these barriers. It's one of them. Then modeling a little bit of it. You can't give what you don't have. Okay? So kind of we are going to be role models as we practice what exactly we have learned here to the community around us. And finally, reciprocation. Reciprocate. This word sounds somehow abstract, but it's giving back, isn't it? When you receive, you do give back. And you will like this one, that we also go out and spread it. When you receive something, I sometimes give out a coin to children when I find them in a group. But I make sure that this child buys, for example, pancakes, and I leave when they have shared these pancakes amongst themselves. So, because he might get it and then disappears. I don't want that. So, thank you so much.
We have been talking about expressing gratitude. I also, in the same way, would like to express my gratitude to you for being very attentive, for being very active, for being a lively class. I think you have been quite lively, and you deserve a good hand clap for that. And again, thank you very much for your participation.
Go back home. Let us begin with our own family members, and then we extend to the neighbors. Let us not wait for schools to be open so that we implement what we have studied today.
Thank you so much, Madam Grace, for conducting such a great meeting. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Actually, I really enjoyed the way you kept the teachers motivated. I'm sure every teacher must have enjoyed it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I also liked the way you were circulating your questions. You were not only asking one particular person, but almost everybody participated.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I also loved the way you ensured that they make their action plans, because when you conduct a meeting and there is no action plan, it is almost like you've done nothing. But I enjoyed that. And to make it really even more important, you ensured that these teachers share their action plans. That one was so wonderful. Thank you so much. According to your goal today, what do you think went well in that meeting?
From their presentation, I could tell that they had understood the concepts that I was trying to put forward.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is there any specific support that you would need from me?
The support that I see that I really need from you next time, helping me on how I should support my teachers better.
Organize that in such a way that after you've conducted the network meeting,
yes,
we can even actually do it together. We go and supervise the teacher together.
Yes.
That pair which we shall be seeing, we do it together.
Yes.
And then from there you can also be able to see how you can give them support. What are your plans for the next meeting?
My plan for the next meeting is that I'm going to meet the teachers and agree with them on the activities for the next meeting and then the time when we are supposed to do it.
And thank you so much for committing to always carrying out these network meetings. I have always loved working with you, and I believe you'll have other head teachers whom you can mentor. Thank you so much, Madam Grace.
You're welcome. When I started the training in this STiR program, my school became one of those schools to be recognized in this district. To me, STiR has given me a lot of support in terms of the skills that I've gained from them that has helped me to manage my school holiday. So even within this COVID time, we have been able to participate in listening to the CPDs and also responding, because they give us the telephone numbers and we call back. I'm now trying to identify some of the teachers who can help supervise others, who can also participate in the training of others. I would like to see that in every school, teachers embrace this STiR program. And they don't need to work under the supervision of anybody. They should be able to realize the benefits of STiR.
I was the first person to be converted into the intrinsic kind of motivation. When STiR came in, we were introduced to what we call institutes, whereby we went and we started making friends, we started interacting with other people, and in so doing, we started copying what other districts were doing. And at the school level, our teachers have really benefited a lot because of STiR. As I said in the beginning, they were thinking of motivation in terms of finances. But now, people are not pushed in doing work. They are ever present at school. They are eager to teach. And the children, the learners themselves, when you go to schools, you find that the learners are in an environment where they want to study and learn. There has been radio programs which have kept us alive. The CPDs have helped our teachers because we normally get the information, we call the teachers to tune in to Radio Chivoga. And you hear people interacting, giving out questions. Though we are in COVID time, STiR is on the forefront. They are always here. Even the teachers, you could hear them asking questions over the radio, meaning that they are there in the villages, but listening and getting continuous professional development. So we want the STiR program to be owned by everybody.
Thank you very much. I believe the video was educative. And I hope we have listened in to the content. Just in case you joined in when we're in the middle of the session, this session is facilitated by STiR Education. and the title or the topic of our session is appreciation and feedback. And so we've just finished seeing what a network meeting looks like. And just in case we didn't get the intro at the beginning, it is a meeting that is done at school level, facilitated by a head teacher who is the school education leader at school level. And the whole point is for this head teacher, who is the head of the school, to pass on very workable, practical, pedagogical skills to the teachers, who then take it on to the classroom where the learners get those skills, just to improve the teaching and learning experience, and therefore skill the learners who then go to the world to support themselves and their communities. So that's what we've just been watching. So the next part of our session is the panel. And I'm very happy to introduce the gentlemen and ladies that I have in the room. Just on my immediate right is the Commissioner, Basic Education in the Ministry of Education and Sports. These are our partners that we work with here in Uganda. And he's called Dr. Cleophas Mugenyi. He'll be part of our panel. We also have the DEO, or the District Education Officer. You saw him in the video. He's called Mr. Chagulanyi Jime. And then the other side of the room, we have the District Education Leader, Madam Felista Mbahera. And then last but not least, we have Madam Grace Alango, who is the head teacher for Bamsuta Primary School. That's the school. It's a partner school, but also for this specific video and for this specific session, it is the school where we shot the video that we just watched. And I believe you've seen her running a session, a network meeting in her school. And so without wasting any other minute, I'll just go to the panel. And I think I'll start with the Commissioner, since he's my immediate neighbor here on my right. And I just have one question. The question is, why do you think appreciation is important in the education systems? That would be my first question to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Is to feel appreciated. When a person is appreciated, he or she will always do more than what is expected of him or her. In brief, I'm saying that when somebody is appreciated, he or she feels motivated. And in doing so, there is reinforcement of good practice. For example, if a teacher is a good timekeeper, is always the first one to arrive at school, and is given a reward for that, he will always work hard to maintain that. If a teacher is in charge of music, dance, and drama, and his or her school competes and becomes the best in the district or in the country, that teacher will fight hard to make sure that he maintains that position. So, feeling appreciated really motivates you to do more. Secondly, motivation helps us to develop good attitude. That is mindset change. You now look at things differently. Like in the teaching profession, in most of our schools, it is rare for a head teacher to appreciate a teacher. It is good morning, how are you? How has been the day? But the day the teacher the head teacher appreciates a teacher, that causes a change of attitude. You will feel that I'm being valued, the work I'm doing is being appreciated. Rather than applying sanctions, I think if we use a strategy of rewards in terms of appreciating these teachers, this would go a long way to change that attitude of our teachers. Like the issues of absenteeism. You're always blaming a teacher without giving a teacher the opportunity to explain why you always arrive late. But for that single day in a week, if that teacher arrives on time and you say, thank you today, you have arrived on time, that will force him or her to change and at least ensure that he arrives on time. The other point is that appreciating people builds confidence. You feel that now your level of confidence has gone up. If you are a teacher in a secondary school and you have been, for example, teaching, supervising prep at night, and then you have done that for a whole week, and at the end of the week, the head teacher says, thank you very much, Jen, for the good work you have done this week. You feel confident that what I'm doing is correct and is being appreciated by the district administration. Now, because of being appreciated, you also tend to become creative and innovative in the way you do things. And this helps you now to explore other ways of doing the work better. So that means that you will now explore what other available options exist that can make you a better teacher. And this explains why teachers are always learning for knowledge. Because they want to improve service delivery, they want to improve the way they teach, the way they appear, even in terms of smartness. It is not surprising to find a teacher in the compound and they say, good morning, Mr. Headmaster. Only the teacher tell you that, no, I'm a teacher, the headmaster is in the office. Also, I want to add that appreciations builds trust in relationships among staff and administrators, and within even the working environment. So, for example, in this era of COVID-19, where teachers have gone out of their way to support learners within their homes, for teachers who have been appreciated, they have been able not only to work within the areas where they live, but they have also gone beyond. Because the parents trust that even if you leave your home and you leave this teacher with these learners, nothing will happen. But where you doubt, you cannot leave your children under the care of a teacher in your home because you are suspicious that anything can happen. Last but not least, least but not last, when you are appreciated, you really enjoy your work, you enjoy your job. So generally you become happy, and that even increases your life span on this planet. Because if you are always having a smiling face, like one of Jane here, then you avoid the stress. A smiling face like one of Brenda, you reduce on the stress and you are able to live longer. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that we look at the various ways in which we can appreciate our teachers, beginning with appreciation by words, say thank you, well done, this is very good. We should also write letters of appreciation that can go on file, and these help teachers, especially when there are chances of promotion. Then we should also have public recognition. We organize functions where we can appreciate people publicly for everybody to go, for everybody to know, and also appreciating teachers through the print and electronic media for a wider coverage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Cleopas. I think that was very good and in terms of how it's done. My next question will go to the DO, Mr. Chakulani. In the video you talked about STiR supporting you and the officials in your district to give effective feedback. My question to you is, how has this impacted on the head teachers and the teachers in your district?
Thank you. Thank you, Modern. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I want to thank STiR Education for giving me this opportunity to be part of the panel when we are celebrating the Education Week. First and foremost, effective feedback has impacted a lot on the head teachers and the staff I work with, in the way that when you make effective feedback, you find that somebody can now begin to self-evaluate and assess himself or herself. So there is that self-evaluation which is done, which is made by the very teacher or by the staff that you have given effective feedback to. Another one is that because of that self-evaluation and assessment, since there is that communication between you and somebody you are giving feedback, it has really improved a lot in service delivery in both the head teachers, the teachers, and the staff I work with at the district level. Thirdly, because of the effective feedback, teachers have started, in fact, not only teachers, but even myself, we have started identifying our strengths and weaknesses, and in so doing, we improve on where we are weak, and then we continue doing better where we are strong. So you find that now there is a lot of improvement in performance because of that effective feedback given to the head teachers, to the teachers, and the staff. To the teachers mainly, you see, previously, before we could do set in a lot of effective feedback, we could go to schools only to find faults. We were only going there to find faults. But with effective feedback, we are giving support. And in so doing, the teachers no longer fear us. You see, previously, they could only see a vehicle, the DO's vehicle, and then they could try to run away. But now they are welcoming because they know the DAO, the district inspector of schools, the head teacher, is calling them for support in order to improve on their professionalism. So there is that trust now built among the staff, among the teachers, among the head teachers, that this time they no longer fear us. And they are confident because they can even ask questions from their fellow teachers. to something where they feel are not going well. So they ask their fellow teachers, and so in so doing, they have improved a lot in the teaching and learning of our learners. Effective feedback has also helped us to learn how to give developmental feedback, that is, which is supportive. So when we are in schools, when we go to schools to find the head teachers, or when a head teacher comes to the office, you give supportive kind of feedback. And in so doing, the head teacher goes back and does the implementation. And in so doing, you find that schools are now better learning environment. It has also been taken as an opportunity for teachers for professional growth. Because of effective feedback, people take it positively. And so in so doing, there is a lot of professional growth among our teachers and the head teachers. Maybe lastly, effective feedback, as I've said, it has built a lot of confidence and trust among our staff, among the teachers. When you go there, they open up, they tell you this, they tell you that, such that in your day-to-day work, you know how to improve, you know where to improve, and in the end, you find that the district education department has got more grades now than it used to be. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that was quite.
My next go to the
next question to go to
also participate in the video.
Also participate in the video, Madam Dexter. My question to you is, as a DEL, how have you promoted appreciation and feedback within your cluster of schools or within the district?
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Karema. As a DEL in Komero, I work with a cluster of about 40 schools, and in the way of appreciating and giving feedback, there are a number of things that I've done. One, normally when we go for a STiR institute, we find that there are some head teachers who have really done exceptionally well. There are some of those small things like time management. If you go for a STiR institute and the head teacher, you tell them that the meeting will start at 9, and there is somebody who arrived either earlier and before 9 or at exactly 9. I normally find a way of appreciating them and recognizing them. When everybody has come, then I say, can we please appreciate Mr. Pafla? And there is that specific head teacher who always makes sure that every time we go for the STiR institute, he's always the first one to arrive, because he knows he will be appreciated and recognized. I've also given a lot of effective praise, like just saying, can we clap for Mr. Pafla? Can we give him flowers? Just like say, can you give him flowers? Somebody really feels good because everybody has clapped or everybody has given like imaginative flowers. And by doing that, it is one way of also promoting appreciation. I've also found like my head teacher, Mrs. Opolot Grace, because she's one of the outstanding head teachers in my cluster. Normally, when I go to visit schools and I find that there's a school which is struggling, there is a cell who is struggling, I can connect Madam Opolot to encourage her to go and model, maybe how to conduct a network meeting in such a school. And by doing that, Madam Opolot will feel appreciated. Oh, I was recognized by the DEL. He told me to go and conduct a network meeting in another school. And that one is very good. And by doing that, I've not even stopped there. I even write thank you notes. There is in 2019, at the end of the year, when I made sure that everybody received the certificate. Everybody, because just much as we are supposed to conduct 3 network meetings, even somebody who has done 2 was given a certificate. And we realized that by the beginning of 2020, much as we were affected by COVID, by the time schools closed, at least every school had conducted the first 2 network meetings. And that one came as a result of the appreciation which I did by giving them those certificates. And then as promoting feedback, I normally give immediate feedback. Like for example, if I go to support a head teacher on how to conduct a successful network meeting, after he has conducted, like you've seen in the video, when Madam Grace had finished conducting the network meeting. I don't wait that maybe I will give you feedback tomorrow. I give immediate feedback. So when it is still fresh, when she still remembers how the meeting was conducted, and when I'm conducting that feedback, it is not me to do the talking. It is always it is in form of an interaction. I even make her realize herself the good part of the meeting, the bad part of the meeting, and even make the action plan on how she's going to improve on those weak areas. And I have also, I myself as the DEL, I even ask for feedback myself. Like for example, after I have conducted the radio CPDs, the following day I normally give a conference call where I add like about 10 or 12 head teachers. I begin by asking them, did you listen to the radio program? How was it? By that they are giving me feedback. I've also even encouraged these head teachers to accept feedback even from the learners. Actually, I've even encouraged them to put a suggestion box in their schools such that they can get feedback from the learners. Not only them giving feedback to the teachers and the learners, because a learner can tell you something which you could have ignored, and then you get it from the learners themselves. And even during those coaching meetings, the mentoring meetings, I always give feedback and get feedback from them. And by doing that, I've realized that just like our DO has said, there is a lot of trust, there is a lot of confidence, and even in the schools where I've gone to, because after they have conducted the network meeting, they're supposed to do class supervision or class observation. Because of that feedback, a teacher is going to observe another teacher. So they no longer fear, because they know it is not criticism, it is not about what, but it's one way of helping one another. I thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. That's wonderful. I think I'll now go to the head teacher, Madam Grace. My question to you is personal, if I can say. Can you tell us when you have received effective feedback and why you still remember that? Why you think that is important to you?
Yes, thank you very much. I have never received positive feedback during the time when I was conducting a network meeting in my school. And I've conducted a number of network meetings, as we have it 3 times a term. And each time I conduct a network meeting, either I receive a team of visitors or education managers, I receive a DEL, I may receive a program manager himself of STiR. Sometimes I receive some people who are delegated by the DEL to come and visit their school, or some of the people I am attached to. So as those people come, I learn a lot, but the feedback that I've been receiving during the network meeting is that based on what I was able to do as I was conducting the network meeting, how I managed the time, how I involved the teachers, engaging them in being very, very active, participating during the discussions, during the network meeting. And why I was given the feedback was because of the performance, outstanding performance that I had displayed. Because I managed my time very well. I engaged the teachers, I put them in groups, and I give them a lot of time or adequate time to participate or to carry out their discussion, their findings, and then they're able to present to the rest of the members. So I was able to make sure that these teachers are encouraged and they work hand in hand in peers. I mean, they work together with their peers to see that they implement the skills that they have learned from the network meeting.
Thank you very much. That was maybe if I could do get back to how did that make you feel?
I feel very motivated. I feel happy. I feel I have more interest in my work. I develop a lot of interest. I have changed my way of thinking because obviously when STiR first came, we knew that we were going to be getting a lot of support in terms of finances, in terms of other benefits, but slowly by slowly we were encouraged to develop a better mindset, that is growth mindset, which in turn I also try to ensure that my teachers develop the same mindset.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Madam Grace. So I'll go to my last round of questions. I think I'll ask Dr. Kaleo first. How do you provide effective feedback to education officials?
Thank you very much for that question. I should from the outset say that when we are talking about feedback, the starting point is that there is the information exchange. There is a sender of information which is communicated through a medium to the receiver, and therefore we are able to provide feedback. So it could be in the form of an email, it could be in the form of a telephone conversation, it could be in the form of a meeting. So we try as much as possible to provide feedback. So there are several ways in which I provide feedback. One is through meetings. That if there is an issue, I will invite the education officer to meet me in the office, in my office. And then we have one-to-one meeting where we discuss issues. We have now developed a culture where we have meetings with the district education officers and the municipal education officers at least once every quarter. And this forum is meant to have a discussion and also provide feedback on issues of concern. I sometimes receive emails and therefore provide feedback via emails. I sometimes receive telephone calls and also provide feedback through telephone calls. I receive letters and I also provide feedback by replying to those letters and addressing the particular issues that have been raised. So to ensure that there is effective communication, I must ensure that my message is clear and that the recipient has fully understood it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think I could give I think the last question. I think it will go to the DO. My question is, my question is to the DO is, when have you felt appreciated at work? And how did it make you feel?
Thank you. For sure, even being singled out from all the districts where STiR is implementing the program, and you singled out Chiboga and called me here, I am feeling very, very happy and appreciated here, because of all the districts, and you go to the remote Chiboga, that is so good of me to be appreciated. In 2019, when we were having the end of year party at the district level, my supervisor, the chief administrative officer, gave me a certificate of appreciation as being the second best civil servant at the district. And this came as a result of the intrinsic motivation that had been put into me by the STiR people. Because at that time, during 2019, I went to all the schools personally and had to give out reports to the chief administrative officer, who is my supervisor. So when they sat in the committee, they said the DEO has done good work. So I was second to the person who cleans the district offices. He was the first person, and then I became the second person. I have also got numerous invitations. You know, when you are invited to officiate on different ceremonies as DEO, you feel appreciated. They say, let us invite the DEO. Since it is in education line, let the DEO be here. So I've been officiating on so many graduation ceremonies and passing out students from the technical colleges. They normally call me, they invite me to officiate on those functions. Also, the head teachers and teachers normally make calls to my office. And in so doing, I feel very well because they come for more information, they come to inquire, and in so doing, I mean, I feel that they appreciate the work I'm doing. I thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. I think that was good. And with that, I think we'll come to the end of this session. I think it has been great listening to both the videos as it was being shot, but also the panelists that they answered some questions that have come from the audience.
Feedback and appreciation is important to them. And so with that, I thank you very much for listening in, and have a wonderful afternoon, have a wonderful morning. Stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.